all your favorite acts at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. ZESCO, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
It is your right.
In my family, we strive to be responsible in order to ensure the well-being of our family. In the same way, I encourage my family to vote because it's their responsibility to do so as citizens.
That's right. It is our responsibility to elect our leaders without influence from our families or anyone else.
You have the right to vote. Use it.
We will vote. Will you?
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Dear Jungle.
Hello and a warm welcome to Prime Television's main news. My name is Martha Namanje. To present the main news, we take a look at stories making headlines. ECZ suspends announcement of results until 10 hours on Thursday. Church mother bodies preach peace and unity as the country awaits presidential election results. South Korean companies express interest to invest in Zambia. And in international news, the Catholic Church backs protest in DRC unrest. Those are the headlines. Join me shortly with the details. you so much for joining us. And now the news in detail. South Korean investors have shown willingness to invest in Zambia in various sectors of the economy. Zambian ambassador to South Korea, Mumba Kapumpa, has reviewed the development to Prime TV in an interview. Mr. Kapumpa says he has met several investors with regards to investment, saying if all goes well, they will come to Zambia in the coming months. The Zambian envoy to South Korea named education, agriculture and mining as some of the sectors of interest to the investors. The Southern African Development Council SADC Observer Mission has commended the Electoral Commission of Zambia for the manner it has conducted itself during the voting process. Head of the SADC mission in Zambia, Sophania Sale, says from the observation that was done in all parts of the country, the voting was held under a peaceful atmosphere and most polling stations were opened at exactly 6 hours. He says the polling station has improved greatly compared to the past elections, stating that there is now less congestion of voters in polling stations.
The mission has not received either directly from its networks or indirectly from media and other reports indications of intimidation on the voting day. For this, Zambians are highly commended. Other issues related to the polling day and its activities that the mission has observed are the following. 1, the majority of polling stations opened on time, even where doors could not be opened by 6 a.m. in the morning. They were within 10 to 15 minutes after the hour open. This sends a strong message of preparedness of the Electoral Commission of.
Meanwhile, Mr. Shale has urged media houses in the country to be professional in the coverage of political parties. He says the mission has observed that the coverage of political parties still remains a challenge in the country. Mr. Shale has since urged all security and media personnel in the country to ensure they follow the Electoral Code of Conduct.
And political environment, media in Zambia has played a very significant role in ensuring that people get into election mood. This is very important because it generates necessary mood that informs the debate and exchange needed for lively political engagement. However, as noted earlier in the statement, the media is generally viewed as having been aligned to different candidates. Though the public broadcast is by law supposed to allocate equal time to candidates, it has been observed that beyond coverage, the content of news about candidates remains a challenge. In this regard, there is room for improvement.
A clergyman from Pentecostal Holiness of Zambia has urged the people in the country to ensure that they maintain peace even as the country goes through a transition process. Prophet Martin Silwamba says political party leaders have a role to play by ensuring that their cadres maintain peace by staying away from any violent acts. He has urged all political leaders that will be defeated in the election to accept the defeat and work with the person that will be the new president.
And it happened, I even went to Malawi, even to the radio stations there, and it came to pass. So even this one, this is the vision that I saw. So I would like to encourage people to maintain peace. We need peace here in Zambia. Zambia is a Christian nation. So please, I'm encouraging all the people to hold their peace because a leadership comes from God. If God can allow somebody to say this one will be the leader, there's nobody who can say no.
South Korean investors have shown willingness to invest in Zambia in various sectors of the economy. Zambian ambassador to South Korea, Mumba Kapumpa, has disclosed the development to Prime TV. In an interview, Mr. Kapumpa says he has met several investors with regards to investment, saying if all goes well, they will come to Zambia in the coming months. The Zambian envoy to South Korea named education, agriculture and mining as some of the sectors of interest to the investors.
I've met various organizations promoting the image of Zambia. We have made a university which is looking for the best students to go to Korea and be given access to very good education. And the next few months will be now specifically to the big boys. I can't mention them now, but the big companies which make Korea what it is today. And those which are willing to come for investment into the country. No.
You're watching Prime Television's main news. Before we take a break, here are the local headlines again. ECZ suspends announcement of results until 10 hours on Thursday. Church mother bodies preach peace and unity as the country awaits presidential election results, and South Korean companies express interest to invest in Zambia. Join me for other stories after the break.
Yeah, madam, nisiriza manze.
No problem. It's very busy here.
Yeah, your sister, pamangala busy. Since you wanna kuziwa kapena nzaka vote kwa presidential elections.
Huh? Don't tell me. You can't afford to miss out on your right to vote. Elections are a time for you to choose a leader of your choice.
Your boy, Suzy, but voting is important.
You need to vote if you want to put a leader of your choice in power.
Oh, okay. But for many makamba for panga sense. Anyway, since 14,000 maningi time, your car is ready.
Zikomo, the car looks great. I'll bring it here again for another wash.
No problem. As long as it is not on 20th January, because I'll be voting.
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
We now continue with the Prime Television's main news. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has suspended the announcement of results to Thursday 10 hours, giving chance to voters voting in the other parts of the country. ECZ Chairperson Justice Irene Mambilima says the move will enable voters vote without any influence from what they are getting from the results announced. 51 polling stations in Mafinga, Limulunga, Senanga, Chama, Mitete and Petauke started voting on Wednesday due to delay in the distribution of voting material. The total number of voters from the polling stations is 21,330. Earlier in the day, UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema stormed the Mulungushi International Conference Center, the National Results Center, to demand that the Electoral Commission, ECZ, suspends the announcement of results because the announcements are selective and inaccurate. According to Mr. Hichilema, UPND is leading with 51% of the poll results, and questioned the Commission why the results announced by ECZ were not in favor of his party.
We are faced with a dilemma in that so many polling stations are still voting, and you have made a decision that it would not be appropriate for us to give you the tally of the results so far verified up to now, because there are other voters who are still voting. That those people are voting is just like all of us who voted yesterday. They must vote with a free mind and hindered by speculation of who is the leading candidate, who is the trailing candidate, so that at the end of the day, they exercise their right to vote just as everybody else did. And then after that, we start the release of the tally. The constituencies, of course, have made their announcements, but the tally, we are doing it here after verifying all the results which are being received.
And Patriotic Front PF President Edgar Lungu has called for calm among his supporters and the nation ahead of the full announcement of the January 20 presidential poll results. According to a statement issued to Prime TV by PF Secretary General Davis Chama, Mr. Lungu says the ECZ decision to suspend the announcement of results was at the request of the opposition UPND President Hakainde Hichilema until voting ends in 51 polling stations. Mr. Lungu says anxiety is rising among supporters from the two camps who are now reported to be protesting, saying that the ECZ was planning to rig the results. He has since urged the opposition leader not to panic, but act responsibly, and cautioned his supporters as failure to do so has the potential to raise tension in the country. Chongwe Member of Parliament Sylvia Masewa has called on political parties to be calm as they await the election results. Ms. Masewa says it is important that cadres maintain peace and order, as any form of violence will jeopardize the announcement of the results. She has, however, added that a winner in an election is evitable, just as having a loser. She says whatever the outcome in the elections, all participating parties should accept the results and ensure they get back to the drawing board.
That had been declared by the ECZ, and I was just telling them, I was trying to share that Chongwe PF had lost to UPND in Chongwe constituency, and then of course I was just advising them to remain calm and to wait for the official results by ECZ, and that we were hopeful that UPND would carry the day, looking at the results that had come out. Most of the results that had come out were results from strongholds. In your race, you must start by believing in yourself that you are winning. And so I think the starting point is that UPND is winning. But obviously, in any election, there's a winner and a loser. And there's a possibility that UPND can lose the elections. And I think what is important is to be ready for any result that comes out.
And the Christian Churches Monitoring Group has advised Zambians to be peaceful as they await the official presidential election results. Speaking on behalf of the group, Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia EFZ Executive Director Pukuta Mwanza says this will help to reduce tension in the camps of some political parties. And Mr. Mwanza has advised political parties not to declare themselves winners before the Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ declares the final results. He says the group has sent monitors in all the 150 constituencies. He was speaking at a media briefing in Lusaka. The group consists of 4 church mother bodies, which include the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, Council of Churches in Zambia, CCZ, Zambia Episcopal Conference, ZEC, and the Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia, EFZ.
This election has been highly contested. CCMG appeals to all candidates and political parties to publicly call for calm and restraint on the part of their supporters during the election process and following the announcement of the results. We appeal to all Zambians, regardless of their political affiliation, to remain peaceful and respect the results of others. Immediately after the ECZ announces the official result, CCMG will issue a statement providing independent verification of the ECZ official results for the presidential elections based on the PVT methodology.
You're still watching Prime Television's main news with me, Martha Namanje. We now take our last and final break. Join me after that with a roundup of international news.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Wow.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
And now in international news, the Catholic Church in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, has thrown its weight behind protests against President Joseph Kabila extending his rule. It called on people to be peacefully oppose his move to declare presidential elections until a census is held. At least 11 people have so far been killed in the protest. It is the worst unrest in the capital, Kinshasa, since the riots which broke out after Mr. Kabila won a second term in dispute elections in 2011. Mr. Kabila, who first took power in 2001 following the assassination of his father Roland, is constitutionally barred from running for another term in elections due next year. The majorities of the Ghanaian government's website, including its main site, have been hacked and are currently offline. The Deputy Communications Minister said experts were working to restore the website by the end of the day and were investigating who was behind it. He says about 11 Ghanaian websites have been hacked. For more on these and other stories, we now monitored Al Jazeera.
Kurdish Peshmerga forces in northern Iraq are launching a major offensive against ISIL. They're trying to push from the Mosul Dam across a front line close to the ISIL stronghold of Tel Afar. If they do, they would cut off a major ISIL supply line from Syria. At least 13 people have been hurt in a knife attack on a bus in the Israeli city of Tel Aviv. The attacker, believed to be a 23-year-old Palestinian man, was shot and injured by police before being taken into custody. Police say that he tried to stab several people both in and around the bus. 4 men have been charged in Paris in connection with the attacks in the French capital that left 20 people dead. The men are suspected of providing logistical support to Amedy Koulibaly, one of the gunmen responsible for the attacks. The Paris prosecutor says they were handed preliminary charges of association with terrorism. The U.S. president has set out his agenda for the remaining 2 years of his presidency. Barack Obama has taken credit for the improving U.S. economy and also asked the Congress to give him expanded war powers to go after ISIL. The leader of Houthi rebels in Yemen says President Abdrabbuh Mansur Hadi must implement political and security reforms. The demands are seen as an ultimatum, with Houthi fighters surrounding President Hadi's residence.
Our country is suffering at the domestic level. Many of the internal forces, in terms of the political parties and blocs, are not living up to the degree or the level of the current challenges. They are not addressing them responsibly.
Russia's foreign minister says he'll be seeking an immediate ceasefire in eastern Ukraine at a round of peace talks due to take place in Berlin in a few hours. Dozens of people have been killed or wounded as fighting escalates in eastern Donetsk and Luhansk. 4 officials in China have been sacked for their handling of an event which led to a deadly stampede, killing 36 people. An investigation found poor preparations and lax site management were partly to blame at the New Year's Eve celebration. The city's police chief and deputy police chief are among those losing their job.
Roundup brings us to the end of the news, but just before we go, the headlines again. ECZ suspends announcement of results until 10 hours on Thursday. Church mother bodies preach peace and unity as the country awaits presidential election results. South Korean companies express interest to invest in Zambia, and the Catholic Church backs protests in DRC unrest. That's all we had on our main news bulletin. My name is Martha Namanje, and on behalf of the entire news production team, stay tuned to Prime Television for more production.
Hi, I was just checking up some information on the Electoral Commission of Zambia website. Did you know that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has set January 20th, 2015 as the date for the presidential election? Remember that in order to vote, you'll need your green national registration card.
Just a minute, where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free, so let's chill. Have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. ZESCO, powering the nation.